Today we're going to be mounting a full body porcupine. Skinning a porcupine for taxidermy presents its own unique challenges, mostly to do with the quills, and they're not the easiest animal to skin, especially around the tail. You pretty much have to cut every single part of it off. You can't really pull any of it loose, and the tail is also full of quills, so it isn't the easiest thing to do, but if you take your time with it and be careful, you can minimize the amount of quills you end up with. I prefer skinning porcupines case skinned with a single cut along the back of the legs and then turning them inside out like a tube. This helps try and avoid some of those quills during the skinning process. And as well, it's a lot easier to hide that cut, as porcupines have fairly short fur on the belly, so if you cut them there, it's going to be hard to hide those stitches, and if you cut them along the back, you're going to have to deal with the quills the whole time you're sewing it up, so I find this is the easiest way. With a porcupine's tail, you pretty much have to skin the entire thing out. It's just so gristly and tough. There's no way you're going to be able to pull it very easily. So I usually try and work all the way around the base, clean up as much of that as I can, and then I'll make a relief cut like I'm doing here so I can skin it down a lot easier, and then it's not that bad to sew it up afterwards. This is going to happen no matter how careful you are. After you get the tail skinned out, you just keep working your way down until you can get enough of the body exposed that you can hang it up, and that makes it a lot easier. When you get down to the head, be careful around the ears and the eyes to make sure you keep the openings as small as possible. Porcupines are a very fat animal, so it's really important you take your time and do a good job of fleshing. After I got the hide fleshed, I covered the entire thing with borax. The next step in the process is to get a form. In this case, I'm making a form out of wood wool and twine. I used a foam head off a mold I made from a different porcupine. I just needed to do some resizing to make it work. For the teeth, I made another mold and filled it with resin, and then put it all together to make the final form for the head. After getting the hide pulled over the form, the next step is to sew it up. For this mount, I decided to position the porcupine to look as though he fell off the branch and was hanging on to it, trying to climb back up. Now that I got the porcupine secured to the branch, the last step is to put a bit of glue around the mouth to secure it in place, and then pin everything else and let it dry. This porcupine is a really fun project, and it's probably one of my favorite mounts I've ever done.